Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
Greetings, viewers and subscribers. The Assemblies of Holiness Men Ministries presents Men in Praise Concert. This will be held on Sunday, July 30 on the church ground in Lucy. There will be a lot of guest performers to include the Inspired Men's Group, Steve Watkin, and much more. Tickets pre-sold $300 and $500 at the gate. Please don't miss it. That's this Sunday, July 30 on the church ground in Lucy. So today, we have a few stories for you. I am working on a story. Question: have you seen the video with Mr. Vegas and the guy named Varney? That guy who Mr. Vegas is accusing of molesting his son? You haven't? Well, if you haven't, I implore you to go and watch it, because here is what I'm going to be asking you to do. When you watch it, don't form a judgment as yet. There is always more than one side to a story. Hear this now. I have spoken to the guy in the video. I have also obtained a lot of materials. I'll be dropping that conversation tomorrow. You're not gonna want to miss it. And Mr. Vegas, not because I spoke with Varney, it doesn't mean that I am on his side. I am on the side of truth. So here we are. If you wish, I'd like to have a conversation with you. You can send me a WhatsApp message to 876-458-9111. That's 876-458-9111. So tomorrow, you're not gonna want to miss this conversation plus a lot more. The question is, the question is, what is the true story? Now, in the news today, that man on your screen, his name is Stone Andrew Gulliksen. He is 29 years old and he's a software developer. He's living at Phoenix in the state of Arizona. Stone arrived in Jamaica about a week ago, where he spent his vacation at a hotel on the North Coast. Yesterday morning, Tuesday, July 25, about some minutes to 9 o'clock, Stone checked in at the Sangster International Airport to board an American Airlines flight to go back home. His black, brown, and burgundy knapsack carry-on bag, it was scanned by the machine at the security checkpoint, and we are told that anomalies were detected in the bag. The bag was searched by the police in the presence of Stone, and one black metal magazine containing 10 9mm hollow point rounds were found in the bag. We are told that Stone, he told the police that he was a firearm holder in the state of Arizona and he had forgotten that the magazine with the rounds were in the bag. He was subsequently charged for unauthorized possession of ammunition, and we are told that Stone, he went to the courts today. We are not sure what is the outcome. If and when we find out, we are going to be updating this story. Once again, the rounds were taken to Jamaica. They were not found on their way into Jamaica, but they were found leaving Jamaica. Ah boy. Now, in this next story, a mentally ill and homeless man, he's battling for life in hospital. He's popularly called Ken, and we are told that he's in his late 20s. Our information is that he's from Mount Carey in the parish of St. James, but he could be seen on the streets of Montego Bay on a daily basis. We are told that yesterday morning, Tuesday, July 25, about some minutes after 2 o'clock, Ken, he was seen lying along the sidewalk at the emergency exit in the vicinity of Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay. He was seen lying in a pool of blood. The police, they were informed, and when they inspected Ken, he was seen with serious injuries to his head. He was rushed by an ambulance to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he was admitted in a serious condition. Sad indeed. In this next story, I carried a story on Friday, September 30 last year. It was about an incident that took place the previous afternoon, about 1 o'clock. It took place at Rickett Street, popularly known as Russia, in the Savannah Lamar area of Westmoreland. I told you that a hoodlum. He's popularly known as Pitchie. For whatever reason, he owed one of his friends, or I should say, one of his so-called friends. He's popularly known as Froggie. It is said that Pitchie, he owed Froggie some money. That Thursday, it is alleged that Froggie, he was at his home in another community when Pitchie called him by telephone and told him to come to Russia to collect the money. It is alleged that Froggie, he went to Russia where he met up with Pitchie and another hoodlum. It is further alleged that the other hoodlum, he pulled a gun from his waist and pointed it at Froggie. Froggie, he managed to hold on to the gun and a struggle ensued. It is said that Pitchie, he got into the struggle and he managed to get a hold of the gun. Froggie ran off and Pitchie, he opened a barrage of gunshots at him. Froggie, he managed to escape unhurt. Pitchie and his crony, they did made good their escape. The police were informed, and when they processed this crime scene, we are told that a number of 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. So, since then, Pitchie, he has been on the Westmoreland Police most wanted list. Despite many operations carried out by the police, Pitchie was not apprehended, but on Saturday, July 22, a team of police officers, they carried out an operation in the Russia community, and Pitchie, he was picked up by the police. His correct name is Rojannie Reid. He is 20 years old and he was officially charged by the police yesterday afternoon for shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm, and he'll be going to the courts shortly. We are also told that other charges are pending against Pitchie. When those charges are laid, I will certainly be updating this story. The mayhem. Listen to this one now. On the afternoon of Tuesday, August 14, 2008, about 4 o'clock, a man named Kenroy, Ireland, but he was popularly known as Kent. He was said to be in his 30s or 40s, and he lived at Charlesmount district in the parish of Westmoreland. He was at a shop along the Charlesmount main road. Also at the shop was his nephew Ricardo, Rodney, also known as Boy Boy. Boy Boy was 20 years old at the time and he lived in the same area. Kent was Boy Boy's mother brother. Got it? It is said that Kent, his nephew Boy Boy, and other persons, they were at the shop playing a game of bingo when an argument developed between Kent and his nephew Boy Boy. During the argument, Boy Boy, he pulled a ratchet knife and he took his uncle Kent to the right side of his chest. Kent collapsed and fell to the ground, and Boy Boy, he ran away, making good his escape. Kent, he was rushed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital where he was pronounced DEAD. The nephew, Ricardo Rodney, also known as Boy Boy, he left the area and he has been on the Westmoreland Police most wanted list since that time. Up to recently, Boy Boy, he was still on the most wanted list for the parish of Westmoreland. But guess what? Boy Boy is no longer on that list because over 12 years ago, on Wednesday, June 15, 2011, Boy Boy, he was shot and killed in Kingston. That would have been 3 years after he killed his uncle Kent and ran away. So, Boy Boy, he is no longer wanted. He is DEAD. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. Now, we are learning that 2 men were shot and killed in an area named Amity in the parish of Westmoreland this morning. Amity is up in the hills in the Betheltown police area. I'm gathering all the details and will be updating this story in a subsequent video. Stand by for that. In the final story for today, I carried a story earlier this year. It was about an incident that took place on Friday afternoon, January 27, about some minutes after 5 o'clock. It took place along the Mall Road, leading to the Wiccan housing construction site at Chelsea Irwin in the Mount Salem police area in the parish of St. James. I told you that a lady, she's popularly known as Browning, and she's said to be in her late 30s. Browning was driving her white 2013 Honda Stepwagon. She and her sister were in the car. On reaching a certain section along the roadway, a grey Toyota Fielder motor car was parked on the roadside. As Browning drove up, the Toyota Fielder, it drove out and blocked the path of the Honda Stepwagon that Browning was driving. A hoodlum jumped out of the car with a gun in his hand and he opened a barrage of gunshots at Browning. The hoodlum, he then jumped back into the car and he and his crony, they made good their escape. It was then realized that Browning, she was shot. She received gunshot wounds to her right hand, her right side, her left leg and the left side of her buttocks. Browning was rushed to the Kenroy Regional Hospital where she was admitted in a serious condition. Luckily, her sister escaped injuries. We are also told that the Honda Stepwagon, it was riddled with bullets. So Browning, she survived that attack. Well, yesterday afternoon, Tuesday, July 25, about some minutes to 6 o'clock, a guy, his name is Sheldon Johnson, but he was popularly known as Bean. Bean is 29 years old and he was living in the St. Leonard, Amity area of Westmoreland. He was also living at Pitchie in the Granville area of St. James. Now, here is why I reminded you about the incident in which Browning and her sister were attacked. What we are learning is that Bean and the 2 ladies, they are brother and sisters. Got it? So we are learning that yesterday afternoon, Bean, he left one of the sisters' home in the Granville area. It is said that he left in a motor car with one of his friends known as Joe. They left to go to the town of Montego Bay, but when they left, something happened and detectives in the St. James Division, they are trying to ascertain what exactly took place. We are learning that last night, less than 3 hours after being left Pitchie with his friend Joe, the same car that he left in, a black Infiniti motor car, it drove to the Kenroy Regional Hospital. The driver, he asked for assistance from the porters at the hospital and they assisted him by taking out a man soaked with blood out of the car. The driver for the Infiniti, he then drove away without giving any information. It was then realized that the man had gunshot wounds to his chest, his left side and his left hand. He was pronounced DEAD by the doctor on duty. The police, they were informed and they went to the hospital and commenced investigation. So by now, you must have figured out who the guy that died was. It was none other than Sheldon Johnson, also known as Bean. The question is, what really went down? We continue to dig. But in the meantime, The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them no out can't take, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane. Everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when me turn. Country and town, man a pay blood a run. Murder, don't you baby me hear them a murder. Cut it out, tell them no gonna further. Man a dead like cans and bird, yeah. Who no listen them a word, yeah. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica.